the what?
Okay, Samuel, you want to take over the session? You're on mute.
A very good evening to everyone. Yeah, I see some faces which I know. Very happy to see Teresa, my former colleague. Eva, a very good friend. I think Aziz is not in the camera. I think I know him. So basically, I'm among or we Ming also. So for those who I have not met before, and this is the first time we meet in this setting. My name is Samuel. I work in HCSA High Point. Later I will go through what High Point offer. But before I do that, basically what I want to do is that to bring the message of homelessness back. Maybe I like to share with you my personal story also. I personally, before I came to High Point in 2011, I experienced homelessness. Yeah, I even experienced a bout of mental health challenges. So as I go through my story, as I share my screen, hopefully the message of homelessness, the message of providing transitional shelter, the message of giving hope and a future to the people that you are volunteering to help would actually ring a message to you that you know that you can see the importance of the work that many of us here are doing. So what drives me to be very passionate about providing transitional shelter, and not only that, you will see after how we draw certain conclusion is that providing a shelter is only one part. What's the reason of homelessness? I will also try to present, but only from my High Point perspective, not generalizing, just interviewing and polling our High Point residents and alumni. Okay, so okay, without further ado, thank you so much. Let me just share screen. You got problem what seeing the screen, let me know. Hopefully we can go through this without much technical. Zoom sometimes there's a lot of technical hiccups so okay, you all can see about okay a bit
Yes, quite clearly.
can you see?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, so my name is Samuel again. So I'm the speaker today. I'm the program manager. Actually, right now I'm redesigned to be the aftercare manager. Later I'll explain how. So HCSA High Point. So before I actually dive into homelessness and transitional shelter, I like to actually share my own personal story of my homelessness also before I came to High Point. Okay. Just now I was talking to this Louis. Wow, you were also homeless once. Yeah, but okay, this there are some of the past I'm not very proud of, but I just want to equate how certain lifestyle choice that you have may also lead to homelessness. So I dived my past. Actually, I started abusing drugs when I was very young. So much so that by 1982 to 99, I have spent 3 times in DRC and I recalled twice. Recall means you go in, that time we have this we call DRS. So basically, when you go to DRS, if you still continue to be involved with substance, they will call you back to prison. So for 2 times, actually, when I was released, I served the full 3 years. That time max was 3 years. Yeah. So you look at the transition from 13 years old up to almost 30 plus years old. All the time my life was with drugs. Even 20 years old when I went to the army, I was also in detention barrack for 18 months. No hope, no cure, always want to get high. So much so that in 1993, I actually suffered an overdose because I was clean for a while. So I didn't know my body tolerance level is not the same. I took the same amount of drugs, and then I suffered an overdose. You see all the pictures that really happened to me. Yeah, I think I met a friend in Hougang. So he was a pusher and he has a lot of drugs. So we went for went for a binge together. So much so that I almost died. I still remember I woke up in the hospital in Tan Tock Seng Hospital in ICU. So when I awoke, you will think that but the story didn't end there. it went on. The drug abuse went on. And then even worse, okay, there are certain breaks down, but I'll just go on very fast. I even was diagnosed to be of unsound mind. I think my former colleague Teresa will be either she know or she pretend not to know, or she'll be surprised. I didn't know that you were diagnosed once with schizophrenia. But it was actually due to, according to the doctor's report, it was due to what you call uh, the abuse of body substance abuse. That means I got so much drug in my head until my mind was so confused that I keep hearing voices from influences of all this. But it was real voices. I still remember. So now actually when I talk to someone who actually uh, is a real schizophrenia, I would actually kind of identify with them because I know the sound that's going on in the back of their head when we are talking to them. That make a prison even sometimes very effective also because I will know when how the person look at me. I will ask, "Are you hearing something else right now?" And then the person, "Yes, some lady talking to me right now." So because of that, also this informs some of my the practice that I do. But I recovered uh, without medication. Yeah, without medication, and today I'm here, like, able to talk to all of you. Okay, so okay, I was at this point of time homeless, hopeless, no friends, uh, no money, and it was really broken. You down to your, what do you call, your mere existence. You don't know what you're living for. You wake up in the morning and you just go through the day without any hope and purpose, without any feelings of wanting to do anything. That was the state that I was in. Something good happened to me in that in 2011 I decided I was okay. I was in NAMS first. I went to NAMS to actually do some detox because all the while I was still uh, uh, doing drugs. So in 2011, I decided to check into High Point through a friend who encouraged me to do so, and I really got no choice because nowhere else to go. So sometimes when you are devoid of choices, when you come to the end of yourself, then you realize, hey, there are certain, you need to go to certain place to seek help. That was 2011 when I stepped into High Point. Okay, so that was what happened. I stayed there, and then 2013 they asked me whether I want to serve as a High Point staff. I said okay. I took my diploma in social work. I continued my higher diploma, and then 2018 I became a program manager. 2019, this is the positive progression. Just now you saw the downward trend at what 13 years old, then down to DRC. So when your life turn back to normal, you can see the trajectory basically change for the better. So much so that 2021, I now go back to DRC with a group of desisters. Desisters mean those who have actually, uh, they are from AIMS. The AIM is the aftercare of the High Point program. This current batch, 16 of them, is going in with me for the fourth cohort. We are actually training 24 inmates from B5. Yeah, in a 12 session course called Expedition High Point. So 2023, I was thinking of going for my master's program. It's a vanity thing lah. Maybe I won't go lah, but it's too much for me lah. But just see how lah, yeah, not really for my, just to say, hey, it's a lifelong learning kind of ambition lah. But maybe it won't go lah. Maybe it won't go. Just that's a question mark lah. Okay, unless someone encourage me, really encourage me, then different. Okay, so in 2018, and I'm in my own house. So in 2018, I applied for BTO flat when I was in High Point. 2023, no, sorry, before that it was the rental flat. I stayed in a rental flat in 2013. Yeah, I got the rental flat Jalan Kayu. And then 2018, I decided to apply for BTO flat because I was working at High Point. I was earning money, the CPF. So I blindly apply, not knowing whether I can afford or not. So in 2023, I BTO at Firmville. So now you see my house. This is my real house, not a hotel, not a not Airbnb, you know. This house, my house look right now. I save up money with and then with my family blessing, this is how my humble 2-room flat now looks like lah. And
Wow.
every time I come back home, I will tell them I will think I would because when I got the flat, I told my nephew and niece, both of them are ID designers. I said sometimes I work very hard, on top of working in HCSA High Point as a program manager, sometimes weekend I also will do a bit of moonlighting, driving Grab. I got the commercial license, so that's what I do. So trying to earn money to basically sustain certain things lah. So finally, when this house came, I said, make it look like a hotel because I remember we don't travel much, no. So I went to Thailand. I saw one hotel, 47 square meters, same, almost the same. So I said, why don't you make my house something like a hotel? So every day I can, if I don't travel, I feel as if I'm going back to a hotel. So that's what happened. Okay. Yeah. So this is where I am right now. Okay. So good things happen when people give you a chance, people provide temporary shelter to you, and then from there you can actually get a hold of your life. And when you get a hold of your life, things are made beautiful for you. So I encourage all of us who are involved in counseling, involved in the helping industry, that not to give up hope. Sometimes we may see one or two, maybe not so good. I spent many years not so good lah, until finally in 2011 only. Then things became beautiful. Okay, yeah, okay. So I come to part 2. So I want to talk about general homelessness, the homeless scene, not only in Singapore, basically. Okay, but I will concentrate more on High Point towards the later part, and then tell you how the program works. But homelessness is in US is a very, very, very dire situation, what I was told. So this I got from the internet. You all can also go and Google it up, man. There is this survey about 26% of all homeless people abuse drugs. 38% of all homeless people abuse alcohol. And you look at the last part, frightening, no? Homeless people are 9 times more likely to die from an opioid overdose than the general population. If out of 10 people, right, they are 9 times more likely to die from than the general population. No? This you read also, you get frightened. No? Yeah. So this is the scene connecting homelessness with substance use, be it alcohol, be it drugs, opioid. Yeah. Okay. So there is a connection. So I also check up on homelessness in Singapore. So I found that in 2021, right, there is a Singapore not that serious lah, to be honest, but they found still thousands over people homeless. That means they do street count. We don't have official stat to know how many people are homeless. So they do street counts. So this group will count, that group will count, this group will count. They all get together, they come out with a figure. I don't know how accurate it is, but this is printed on the Straits Times lah. So in Singapore, we call them rough sleepers. Okay. So I also checked what are the shelters, the homeless shelters that are available in Singapore. So this is what I got. I got. Okay, the day shelters, there are 3. Domestic violence, there are 2. But I found out that most of the shelter don't provide any program. Basically, you stay there for a while, you have to check out over a period of time. Youth shelter. For more information, you can go. I had the link. You can go and check the link and then find out what kind of facility the rest of the shelters provide. HCSA is also part of it. New Hope, and lately we have some which I know also help ex-offender, that is Watchman. Watchman was a traditional halfway house. They convert to become a homeless shelter for ex-offender. Okay, yeah. So I also make an internal polling for those people who come to High Point, to some of them from AIM Society, and the main reason that many of them were homeless. These are the few D's. I make it all to D, so easy for us to remember. Divorce is very high. Some family disown them, or they don't trust them. Some just cannot function. Then the just cannot function. We have one or two cases in High Point. We call them chronic homelessness because they really cannot function. You give them a job, they will not stay long, so they don't have the financial means to even sustain a house, or to find a partner to go and partner them to go to HDB to apply, because after a while they will split on, then they will become homeless again. So these are dysfunctional cases whereby quite tough. Yeah, even we offer to help them a lot. Still quite difficult because totally unable to function. And then there are those under DEO. DEO is domestic exclusion order under the court, something like PPO. But DEO is something like they can't even be near the premise of that house about certain distance. So these are generally the people that come to High Point to seek shelter. And all of them, I mean, those who come must be ex-offenders. So I'm talking about ex-offender group. Yeah. So in early this year, what happened was that CNA did an article. Okay, this is a very good article. Yeah, this is a very good article. I think because they interview some of the staff, but also they interview some of our residents. They actually highlighted what we are doing with ex-offender in a halfway house in Geylang. So you go to the link, you can actually read the whole story. The people, because we know, yeah, it's a really very, very compelling story. If you're free, please check out the link and go and look at it. It's just quite recent. CNA came out with this article on the 28th of July 2023. Yeah. Also, you can see here what we offer. Residential program and the space to land on their feet. So if you come to High Point, you will see some of them. Hopefully, some of them will come on the 3rd or 4th of July, right? That will be another DN digital network we are hosting. Then you'll see this field. So you'll see it is a very, very a place with a lot of greenery. We have a staff who works in the night, who actually take care of all the plant because he works at night. He found that his calling is to actually beautify the place, to make the place when anyone come in, a kind of a green oasis in midst of Geylang, which is number one, very, very. If you know Geylang, you know how the surroundings look like, not like a lot of trees, not like a lot of greenery. Yeah, mostly old houses, shop houses, and very, very rowdy. So we want to actually give anyone who walk into High Point a sense of calm, a sense of peace. It's just like in the desert, there is an oasis somewhere. So we want to be the oasis to it. When you come in, there's a certain amount of peace for you. Okay, yeah. So we also check what were the root cause of homelessness or High Point clients, and we found that most of the thing, almost 90%. Okay, when I say 90%, these are not exactly 90%. Maybe it's 89 or whatever, but mainly is because of addiction, either to drugs, alcohol, and alcohol many face the DEO. That means they cannot go home one, or PPO. You know, after alcohol, they'll go back home. They'll be doing domestic violence, that kind of thing. So usually the spouse will take out some PPO against them or DEO against them, and they cannot go home. Yeah, or those who gamble, but majority will be drugs. And then of course there are others because they just choose to it's their choice lah. They prefer to not to have a house. We have this, and then we have a few also with prolonged because they were inside the prison for too long. we have cases whereby they have served for 20 years. And when they first come out, they just want a place to get their act together. Some of them, after their initial period, we have one who's now the AIMS community member, is doing very well. He's a counselor. He took para counseling course. Right now, he goes to prison with the Catholic group to serve the inmates there. But we also have another one who recently, I was told, got into trouble. So all kind of reasons they will come, and the outcome also different depending on their own uh, choices. We, as our part, we try to handhold them even until after they leave High Point. We are still in contact with them. We hope to always continue to engage them at in the community, because we know sometimes in the community is where the challenge are a lot, because you got so much freedom, you can do whatever you want, nobody's watching you. Yeah, so that's why High Point is kind of one of the first few halfway house to actually start an aftercare program for those who finish the residential center. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now I talk about this year. Okay, before that, any question? Any question?
Yes, would there be anyone who has a burning question?
If
If
not, I
not, you
will
can
continue,
also,
and then towards the end, then we can ask more questions.
or you scared you forget, you can type in your questions into the chat, then later on we'll pick it up along the way lah.
Okay,
Okay lah, Samuel can carry on lah.
carry on. So this is what High Point halfway house looks like. Yeah, we have 2 floors. On top, there will be 4 dormitories. Below, there are 2 dormitories. Then on the left side are officers. And then right now, we have an IT lab. Okay. So, okay, this is, I told you there's a lot of greenery as you walk in. You look at the place really looks oasis of calm, in compared to what you see usually in Geylang. Look at the trees beside and the greenery surrounding the residential center. So we hope to provide a safe and drug-free residence with peaceful environments surrounded by greenery and open spaces. There's a big field there for us to play games, play football, whatever you so choose. Okay. These are the beds. The rooms are all aircon. All 6 dormitories are aircon. Maybe now don't look like that. This look like that when they're new, when we just move in. Now, because there are people staying, of course, it looks a bit different. But the general sense, the one room will have 8 beds. So the capacity is 48. We can take 48 residents. We are also one of the only shelter who actually have hot water bath. Sometimes when they come out from prison, they are so surprised. They got hot water one with hot showers. Yeah. And if you know inmates, or they are very particular about toilets. There are some reason one, but yeah. So we are not going to do that today, but basically we have hot shower bathrooms for them, because yeah, sometimes when the weather get too cold, especially during November, December, a hot water shower makes a lot of difference. So dining facility. Okay, now this is the computer class. Now it looks different. Yeah, now it looks different. Now because recently we have one corporate body called Acronis. They came and set up IT lab. Now the whole thing is almost you can see it's totally completely new. They sponsor 50,000 to upgrade the computer room, and then even another 50,000 to allow us to conduct courses. Okay, so this one is this photo a bit old, but you get the idea lah. There's a gym, there's a football field, and also there's for the badminton hall. It's just right next to us. We also can in the afternoon when there's less traffic, they allow us to play there for free. So we organize outings. Mount Faber Navy tour, Gardens by the Bay, Jewel Airport. Especially airport. Airport is something that many of them like to go because like if some of us here, like basically if you are under supervision, duty supervision, cannot travel. So at least go to the airport, take a walk. You feel you are more or less you know something that you never done before. And you'll be surprised also when you bring someone to the airport. This is the first time they traveling to the airport. Yeah, yeah. So we celebrate all four major festivals: Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Deepavali, Christmas. This is our auditorium. And this four festive celebration is very meaningful. You know why? Because uh, if I'm Chinese. I really don't know much about Hari Raya or Deepavali. So I would during this festival, I can actually learn more about other cultures. We even do the iftar, no, the iftar is the fasting. Then they will tell us why they fast. Give us some teaching why the Muslim fast. So it's a learning experience for many of the residents there. And then also for the Malay residents, why Chinese New Year, why you do lion dance, kind of thing. So burn crackers, do the lo hei, they do the lo hei with us lah. So these are the cross cultural that actually means a lot to the residents that stay with us. No? And this is the one of the reason why many of them come back for this festival. So you see Christmas, a lot of all different races will come back to celebrate with us. No? You see Chinese New Year also the same. Many races come. Hari Raya, Deepavali, they have already finished the program, but they will come to celebrate with us because this is something so unique. So I don't think they can find this outside in the community, the kind of close racial interaction that they find is really very meaningful. So we want to provide something like what we call more than a roof overhead. If just to provide a shelter, actually, to be honest, not really that fulfilling. And in some case also, you can give them the house now, they will lose the house very soon also. Because the root problem, just now we went through addiction, alcohol, gambling, is not dealt with. 90% of them, if let's say if they still continue in their lifestyle, their previous lifestyle, they would not be able to maintain their house. And then sooner or later they have to surrender their house, or two-person fight with each other, and then or somehow CMB raid their house because they are back on drugs, and they will lose that house. I see so many already. Yeah. So by providing a shelter is good. But let's say you don't follow up with casework, with recovery program, with personal interaction, then you may be setting up them for failure. Yeah. But of course, some people they just after they get the house, they remain very stable. I'm not saying all, but if you look back at the root cause, if it's addiction, if they don't deal with the addiction, having a shelter, does it really help? Yes and no lah. At least they have somewhere to go back to. They don't have to sleep on the streets. But let's say if you want something that is sustainable, able to keep their job employment, able to have savings, able to reintegrate with the community, with their family, get married, settle down, build a family, then the root cause of the problem, drug addiction, alcohol, gambling, is something we deal with through counseling, through group work, through case management, as well as many times is personal relationship coaching. I want to tell many success story that we have, but later we'll go into it. Okay. So so how do they come finally to stay with us? So these are the referral. It's a bit backdated because I'm using not the latest slide. Yeah, so basically, you see other halfway houses also form 17% coming into our center, no? They refer to, because if you look at shelter and halfway house, what is the difference? Provide residential care, what shouldn't be a difference. So why is it that after halfway house they still need to come to our shelter? They still need a shelter after halfway house. So that's a good question. So later we may explore why. But majority will be from social service agencies, from prisons, and some walk-ins, and NAMS and medical institution uh, form the rest of it. Yeah, but majority I would say will be either prison or other social service agencies. Then our beneficiaries, as of 30th this month, last year, 30th November last year, based on this, usually you look at the cost of abuse type, 82% drugs, alcohol 3.9, other gambling or whatever abuse they did, also almost the same. So majority you can see, even it's quite similar to prison. I think the majority of people going to prison with some drug antecedent is also around that kind of figure, 80, 70, 80%. So when they come from prison, we also receive them. So the stats remain very, very constant. Racial background, less from the highest majority with almost 60%. This again reflective of the prison population also. Yeah. And age group. The 56% actually, 56 and above, that one will toggle around 30%, 35%, depending, but usually it will be 36 to 55 years old. Maybe one day we go and study why why after 55 less homeless. So there must be underlying reason, but we didn't go into that kind of research. And then we have some youngster who, because of family disown them, or just they cannot stay in their family, they stay with us. We have some very young, one or two, not many. We don't really have too many what we call here YP there. We do have few, but then usually we keep them apart so that not too many, because young and restless, they are very, very when they are together, it causes certain group gang kind of affiliation, and then it may cause them to have to show something that they are not. Okay, so usually we keep the YP or the younger population to a minimum. So this is our service model. We have pre-admission screening. Then after that, once we take you, okay, everybody who come into High Point have to do the pre-admission screening. Let's say you have somebody who needs a shelter. So this one is one of the you have to go through for the person who wants to seek admission. So the caseworker will do the intake interview and assessment. Who are those who come maybe direct from prison during the prison talk, or that's how when you mentioned, that's how you saw the referral list from those referral from either NAMS, from other social service agencies, or from prisons, or even other halfway house. And after that, they are placed in 6 months or up to a year of our in-care recovery program. So during the time, there'll be job coaching, job placement, house meeting, support group, life skills training, family recreation program, family and counseling. So all these recovery program is very necessary lah. If you just get a shelter, let somebody stay, and without addressing the root cause, they will go out, and then even if they have housing, they will lose their housing. So we are looking for something more permanent. So much so that we start this 6 months aftercare empowerment program called AIM Society. Yeah, where they after finishing the program, they join this entity called AIMS, whereby they are High Point alumni, and they do volunteer work with us. They volunteer to do public campaigns. They do youth outreach, school outreach, prison outreach. Yes, and they do even training and example culinary courses. So these are the what you call giving back stage. We empower them. It depends on which stage of we also have our own framework of disaster recognition. So basically we will recognize the disaster at what stage that disaster in before we invest a lot of resources on him to actually build him up so that this person in future will be someone that we can depend on to come back into the center, go back into prison to give back whatever he has taken from the community. Okay, so everything also there's a price to pay, yeah. So same high point. We also want to inculcate habit, certain habits. So we actually charge them rental, no? Yeah. You look at most halfway house, they don't charge anything one. Our shelter we do charge. It's very minimal to run the shelter costs a lot of money, $300,000 a year. So we just this fund this money that we charge basically is to help them help us a bit but basically to help them to actually have this habit of paying for things. Not everything in life is free. So need money, go social service, social SSO, ask for money. Need money, family service center. So we try to give them some responsibility, right? To make them be co-creator or co-sharer in this program. And that is by imposing a bit of a rental. Plus even the laundry service. Laundry service actually $40 is very cheap. Just imagine you work, you come back home, you throw inside you wash your clothing, you throw inside the basket. Somebody will go and collect it, bring to the bring to the laundry, wash for you. After washing for nice, dry up everything, then bring it up to your room. So this is the service we give. And because we need manpower to do it, so we charge $40. So that we even create some employment for this person who is doing the laundry service. Usually, this person who is doing the laundry service will be from one of our program called the early ERTS, early rehabilitation. I can't remember the name, but those who just came into the program who needs a time before he's out there in the community working. 6 weeks now. So during 6 weeks, he will be put in laundry or do these are the things. So we pay them in-house chores, office cleaning, sweeping premises. Those who are there as let's say if you come up from prison, no money, what happen? We don't take you, no lah, we take you also. But then if you really need to before you start work, before you go into your community to work, because you get a job, and there are certain category of residents I told you under ERTS that we actually because of higher risk we keep them in center for 4 to 6 weeks. So during this time, of course, they need to eat, they need to spend, they also need to pay rent. Yeah. So this one can be used to offset. $5 an hour, Monday to Saturday, 8 to 12. The laundry one, they actually work longer hours, so sometimes they get a lot of money. Yeah, to do. So all this actually is planned and done so that we also give them a means to support themselves even if they cannot go out and work. So what kind of social I think this one some of you all are doing Salvation Army. I know they're helping a lot of new releases from or new pies coming out from prison. So these are the things we also do for those who come. Some come without NRIC or apply SingPass, open a bank account, do charge card, get the MRT possession card, SSO assistant, finally HB rental, and then also all you see here, all the social assistance you see here. I think Salvation Army also doing a very good job in helping many new releases in this area. So the recovery program consists of what you see here. Counseling, therapy, house meeting, case management, support group, early recovery management, family engagement, family recreational service. So throughout the week, throughout the week, Monday to Saturday, on Monday to Sunday, in fact, they are okay. Those who come to us, they are not under any what you call restriction. That means they are not under the law. They're all free men. So what we also don't want to take up too much of the time, because they, number one, we want to encourage them to be very economic involved. So working is also one of the areas where they can keep themselves occupied. But we request that they stay back on Tuesdays. So Tuesday we have our normal from it's only 1 hour. We always tell them 1 hour in your 24 hours a day, in your 7 days a week. Please come back to the for your for these activities. And this become a natural, it's like program in, no? So most Tuesdays, except one or two, maybe they work or just refuse to join lah, want to be absent. But mostly about it's 90%, 95%. Our program said that Tuesday is a day they congregate together in our auditorium, and this is where we as staff also get to meet them, to share with them. If not, sometimes it's not easy to meet with them because they have to work daytime. They leave in the morning, come back very late at night, with the staff already not around. Okay, so Tuesday is we conduct all this type of thing. So there's house meeting, there's support group, educational activities, life skills. We partner with a lot of external agencies to do life skills. So right now we are partnering with Adam Khoo. Yeah, we are thinking of doing another program next year, see how it goes. Counseling are all the intern counselor. We get intern counselors who are here who have enough training, but also committed to come to counsel our guys, because they are intern, they're also clocking hours. So it's a win-win situation for us as well as them, as well for the residents. So these are some of the details. Every Tuesday, you see the second and fourth support group. Life skills that Tuesday. Counseling is flexi arrangement with the counselors, because we don't know what. I mean, we also know that sometimes when they work, this day they cannot get. So they will arrange directly with the counselors. So there are 6 counseling assessment within first 3 months of stay. And of course, in the current institution, rules are very important. So these are the 3 main areas lah. Of course, drugs, no. Alcohol, no. Or undeclared psychiatric medication. Undeclared psychiatric meaning, let's say if actually this is some areas very gray, but we find it very important to also mention that, because sometimes if you take some medication, especially those don't belong to you, and yeah, then you take your friend's medication when they're supposed to be having some psychotic episode, then you take those psychiatric medications. So we discourage them again, and we make it one of the clause lah. Don't do that. Antisocial behaviors, especially. We are very tough on the. Okay, recently we are actually being very. We right now we realize that our demography are people who maybe are challenged in a certain way, but for antisocial behavior, especially against people, we are quite strict lah. As people or property, we are quite strict on that. Usually we don't condone that, because why you harm people? Yeah. But let's say if you drink alcohol, you come back. We will not expel you. We just ask you to, okay, you come back tomorrow, or you stay out for one night. Then drugs, if you are positive, we got urine test. We say that we offer you treatment at NAMS. Go to NAMS. Go for a kind of treatment. So we always try to give opportunity for them to come out of whatever situation, especially when substance is involved. Because alcohol is not illegal. We know in Singapore you can go anywhere to drink. We also understand that. So sometimes after work they feel that they want to de-stress, have a bit of alcohol, and then when they come back, smell alcohol, cannot walk straight. We don't allow them to the center, but we also don't expel them immediately unless they really don't want. I said, no, I want to, I just want to be away. So for alcohol, nowadays, we will just ask them to step out, come back the next day when their mind is clear. Same with drugs also. Yeah. I was told right now, okay, those are other halfway house. We don't talk about that because benzo is a big problem in Selarang, so we know that. Yeah. Antisocial behavior. That's now I mentioned the threatening, physical abuse. Yeah. Why am I actually because I'm trying to explain to you what our shelter stands for. What are the things that let's say if you have people who want to come to our shelter, we expect these are the rules and regulations that they have to follow. But this will be briefed to them during the interview also. But just to let us be aware. And all these are actually meant to keep the place safe and also keep that person safe. They have to come back before 10:30 p.m. and they can leave at 5:30 a.m. Of course, if they stay on if let's say if occasionally they come back late, they will just give us a call. It's okay. Yeah. And also after they stay with us for 4 months, they can they if they choose to go overnight, it will be approved case by case, but usually we will approve if this person don't really we look at him, he's okay lah, doesn't give don't have won't face problem. We're able to manage outside because what we want to do is to give them encouragement to stay out. Yeah, stay outside. We don't want to lock them in like keep them in the cage or keep them in certain, that means you cannot go out, this cannot that. But basically we just want to slowly let them out to face less restriction until no restriction until when they have their house, they themselves are answerable only to themselves and to their roommates or maybe to their family. That's our aim. But because we are a center, so we do spot check on urine tests. There are some occasionally, then there are dorm search, and then occasionally we do back check when we suspect there are something. And really that day, actually we found one crazy, wow, the whole bag was full of painkillers. The kind of painkillers, the green and red, green, yellow and green, the whole bag was full, Tramadol. Brought in, to sell. The only reason is to sell. If not, why would you bring so much Tramadol? Then but this was prescribed by a doctor, but not in Singapore, Indonesia. So we have to exit him. Yeah. So after all this program, okay, we look for two factors. We consider them as pass. Okay. Those what we term as planned discharge. This is our KPI, yeah, our KPI. So first thing, because we are a shelter, they find a home. And they need to be, to sustain your home, sustain your lifestyle, you need to be gainfully employed. So also you have employment. So these two factors are together. In 2020, we 36 out of 88 managed to achieve that. And 2021, 48% or 39 out of 81 managed to achieve that. So you're looking at more than half who come in, leave with a planned discharge. So the question they keep asking, then what happened to the rest? Right. Well, you tell me the figure so good. Then what about then the rest? What happened to them? We'll go to that later. Maybe you can ask me later. Yes, so after everything, they will go into the aftercare. During the aftercare, when they finish 6 months, you see, we want to give them a very pleasant experience, no? And when they leave, we want to give them even a better, some gifts to bring along with them. So once they have planned discharge, they inform us they are leaving. We give them a suitcase to pack their belongings. They can request for 3 home appliances. And recently, we even got a partner coming in to give them $300, to buy whatever they want to buy, new items. Yeah, this one is the second charm program by another funder. This one is fun. Right now the items are a bit different. You look at the certificate of completion, then they give them an AIMS t-shirt when they graduate. So when we come back for activities, they wear the AIMS t-shirt. And instead of the voucher, we now give them a induction cooker for their new home, so they don't start fire lah. Induction cooker as well as a flask. So the items has been changed a bit. Yeah. So we want to give them a very pleasant experience when they stay with us. Good experience with the staff, good relationship. When they leave, also bless them with enough to actually to sustain ourselves, because it's a very important stage we find lah. Because when they leave, they form certain opinion. If they leave with a kind of very negative, then when you want to reach out to them, very difficult. These are not bribery, but these are basically items when they receive, you see their smile on your face, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. $100, you can buy everything here already. Yeah. And this hopefully will spur them on to further work on their recovery, and then allow us to engage them, because why? The person live very pleasant. When you call them up after 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, they will sound very pleasant. In fact, they receive, oh yeah, they may actually miss us, no? And many of them actually miss us and come back to the center to check in on their caseworker, to check in on the managers. Yeah. So I got former staff here who will tell you that some residents will come back to visit them many times, no? Yeah. Why? Because of the feeling of affection, feeling of belonging, feeling that there's somebody there who care for them, no? Rather than they, if they stay at home, their neighbor don't even bother to look at them. They work, their employers want them to deliver their KPIs to the employer. But when they come to High Point, somebody smiling at them, somebody giving them the love and the needed affirmation to help them in their recovery journey. So all is very important. So this is how the whole operational structure works. From residential care in High Point, follow-up, aftercare follow-up in the community, another 6 months. Then they join in members as High Point alumni. This one is a bit theory, but basically, just to explain, we model ourselves on the theory of desistance. That's why when they are desister, we use the word desister. Actually, we model our AIMS program on the theory of desistance. Yeah. So for the first stage is they cease offending. Second stage, they adopt a non-offending identity. The third, they have a sense of belonging to the community. That's tertiary. So these are the various things that we do for them because there will be some that you got to know which one can will be permanently or at least a long time be in the primary phase. Just behavior modification, simple things like behavior modification. Most important thing is stop reoffending. Right. Be a good neighbor. Respect others. Just simple behavior modification for the primary for primary desistance. And we do that through home visit. Even we have AIMS emergency financial, which we work even better than the SSO one because ours quite fast. But those are cases whereby they injured themselves during work, and then no means of or on long MC, or they suddenly stop work. So we provide a very temporary financial solution. These are all funds from HCSA. We are not. It's not from external funding one. And then for secondary, we upgrade them as much as possible. Life skills training, couples enrichment. Yeah. And then we invest a lot on tertiary empowerment because this is a group that is able to tertiary. That means they are the university level already. So we involve them in many of our programs. So they will actually be able to reach out to more. So depending on which stage that that beneficiary is at, we will actually meet them at that stage. If we give everybody ask them to go for outreach program to someone in primary disaster, you are actually giving him extra stress or nothing on it, because he will not be able to do certain things that someone in the tertiary disaster is able to do. Same likewise, if you keep a person too long in the primary, then he's already there already, but you still keep treating him like financial assistant, this and that. It doesn't work lah. So we identify which stage each one, and then we meet them where they are, give them the care that is within that stage. So we have outdoor support group, and this foundation of love very interesting. Actually, many of them actually after staying with us, they get remarried. Quite many get remarried. Right now we have about 22 couples already, coming to 24. So to keep we also understand that to keep the recovery going, the partner form a very important part of the support. So we conducted this course called Foundation of Love. So right now we have how many group six almost 20 16 to 20 couples have gone through. In fact, we are in the middle of level 2. We just met yesterday. Yeah. So next year we already talking to Adeline from HIM to do because that day she share in the digital network, so we took her first. Yeah, we'll do a retreat with her, and then 3 days 2 nights, hopefully about 20 couples. Yeah. So 8th anniversary also we do celebrate. Last year we have the futsal game at Safra, and then at night we have the dinner. We also have a bowling. We had bowling and futsal in the afternoon, dinner at night. Then we want to actually what you call affirm them on their success. So you give them medals. You give them medals, you give them certificates according to how many years they've been out in the community. And very happy to say that the last anniversary, the 4th anniversary at Village Hotel, we have 32 of them who actually have transit the 5-year stage already. So this is in line. This is what our government, I mean those people care network, they are aiming for, and we partner with them to actually bring them to the stage of. Do you know that some of us may know the reoffending rate for those 5 years is about 40%. Yeah, that means 4 out of 10 will after 5 years relapse back to prison. The 2 years one, they are quite stable. So it could be due to urine test during the first 2 years, so they don't really offend, but after that they forget. So our what you call our grouping here, not bad. So far we have 6 reoffended in the last 4 years, which is something that we are very, very thankful for. So I almost come to the end of my presentation already. So don't give up. The beginning is always the hardest. That's what we tell them. Okay, any questions?
Yes, we have many. So I think we have a list here that put in the chat group. So maybe we just go through some of them first.
Yeah, should I stop share?
Maybe they want to look at the slides earlier. So
Okay,
maybe,
okay.
yeah, so we can just keep it there. Okay, I start with some of these questions. So I think Yuna is asking, earlier in your slide, you mentioned about outings. So are your outings by HCSA very regular or only during the major holidays?
Outings, Okay, the holidays we don't usually go outings. Holidays we actually usually celebrate in-house. So these are okay. For example, but sometimes we merge the two. Like for example, this Deepavali on the Diwali, I think is on the 13th or 12th. So we do our outing on the 14th. But because it is so close, we are doing the Deepavali outing at Gardens by the Bay. But because right now our aims group has gone so big, so sometimes there is a problem because if we organize one activity for those in-house, and then you need the extra bandwidth to organize another one for the aims. So we try to combine them two. But when you combine them two, you're looking at almost 150 people, or 100, at least 100 lah. I mean, but at least 100 lah. Okay, at least 100 on the weekday, at least 100 lah. So those are the challenges we face. But to your question, we try to organize at least 4 external events, outside event. Yes. So one year you usually have 4 external events and 4 in-house events. The in-house event will be the 4 festive events, and then another 4 outside event. But also depend on the availability of the events lah, because we are not like for Garden by the Bay, they give us complimentary tickets to the dome. The last one was also, I think we went once, was the night safari. Also they give us complimentary tickets because the tickets are not cheap. We also want to go Universal Studios. So anybody who want to were interested to fund us for Universal Studios, let me know. Just put the number here, I'll call you.
Oh, not join you. Instead, it's fun you. Okay. Okay, so next
Yeah,
question.
so I hope I answer your question. 4-4.
Yeah, so I'm going more quickly because I think others will also want to raise questions. So I try not to dwell on one question too long. Any reason why the eligibility for admission has to be released from prison within 3 years? So he's looking at 3 years as a cutoff for who you can admit.
Okay, those were the guidelines because the whole idea is that our shelter are more for those who have just come out from prison. Rather than you've been in the community long, you should be able to adapt. But good news also is that we don't really let's say if you're more than 3 years, we will consider on a case by case basis. Yeah, that's the good news.
So case by case lah, but
Yeah, case by
general
case.
rule of thumb 3 years lah, because after
Yeah.
3 years you're supposed to be very stable already lah.
Yeah, after 3 years stable lah. So and after this you should be able to have some form of shelter by yourself already. So but if let's say you still need, yeah, we can apply. We'll judge it on a case by case basis.
And then one more question is can they smoke cigarette? Can they vape?
Okay, vape is illegal in Singapore, so cannot lah. Right, because it's illegal in Singapore. We have confiscated the vape before also, and we have given them warning if they're caught vaping. So vape no, because it's illegal in Singapore. Smoking, very very strange. Sometimes you don't allow people to smoke. They purposely smoke. But for our place, very strange. Almost zero. No, I can say almost zero cases of them smoking inside in-house. So when they are out, they are working. We don't really supervise them, so we leave it to them. Yeah, we hope they don't smoke because smoking also can be one of the gateway. So if you don't smoke, chances that you take your transit to other like vices would be easier lah. So the answer is no, they cannot smoke in house. But what if they leave the premises? Of course, it's up to them.
Okay. So just to check in with you, do you all know whether just to confirm that NAMS can check out anytime? Correct, huh?
Sorry?
They didn't ask whether NAMS can check out anytime. One is can check out, right? From what I know.
Names
Names,
I'm not really sure of what the policy. I think I saw Sufyan. Maybe Sufyan can give us some guidance there. Yeah, but what I know that they have their program shifted. Last time it was 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, then it's 1 week. So during the time you have to finish the 1 week at least. So for us, let's say if they are supposed to stay there 1 or 2 weeks, let's say you come from NAMS, we want you to stay in NAMS until you finish before we take you. So I wonder whether that answers the question or not. Because for NAMS, how long they stay, I cannot really speak for NAMS. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, NAMS will also having a session with them on the 3rd of November lah. So they'll be doing a sharing.
Okay.
But that's a physical location lah. So maybe we can find out then lah. Okay. So then you ask after the 1 year program, are they allowed to continue to stay?
Okay, we try to okay, actually it's not 1 year program, but 6 months. But 6 months, let's say after the 6 months you still cannot find housing, but you're actively pursuing your house. That means you already applied for HB and still waiting for your house. We allow you to stay up to a year. Yeah, up to a year. But after a year, if you continue staying, usually we will not encourage, but of course there are people, because you can see, okay, there are a few categories of people we allowed to stay. those who are very positive. That means they are positive influence on the rest. Or we want to actually trade. Okay, right now we have one who actually stay with us. Right now he's also today he is now on staff. He
Mm,
started as a helper. He's now on staff. So those are the people we will consider. That means number one, they have the skill set. Number two, they have the positive uh, relationship with the resident as well as the staff lah. So yes, you can stay, but those are the minority. Usually after 1 year, we would kind of encourage you to move on in your journey, and we continue to engage with you at aims. You come back for activities. We go and visit you to home visit or to work site visit or to any means possible engagement, a phone call. So right now we actually we were blessed recently with this food from the heart. There was a goodie bag inside 60 of it, 60 of them. Inside there's a lot of canned food, no? They take from NTUC one. A lot of canned food. So we encourage. So one way to encourage them to interact is that to ask them to come back to collect the canned food. We don't give to them, ask them to come back. So when they come back, we can see them, we talk to them. Yeah, this is one of like the engagement we are very happy to have lah. So to your question, after 1 year, very few, but not always not impossible lah. Yeah.
okay, so next question from Daniel also. If someone breaks the rules, what happens to him?
Okay, the rules are depending on, like I mentioned, what kind of rules lah. Okay, let's say you take drugs, and then you are confronted, and you okay the we understand the ex offender people who take drug that mandate is always denied right? Because previously of their experiences they have to say yes means you know the whole prison thing, you know, the the bad things will happen to them after they even say yes already. So the idea of that of confessing is very tough. We also understand that, but sometimes we got no choice. So during urine test, sometimes you ask them before urine test, you ask them to declare whatever, and once urine test positive this person will have to go, but we will still give them the option if they want to check into NAMS. If they say they check after positive, they're willing to check into NAMS, and we see that this person is ready to change, then we will actually send them let them stay overnight, even at our premises. Next morning, either they make their own way to NAMS. NAMS right now has improved a lot because last time always got bed crunch. You know, now I understand. Usually, if they go there see the doctor, they will manage to have a place in NAMS. If not in NAMS, in one of the ward, and then after when the NAMS ward has enough beds, have an open bed then they transfer this person there. Yeah, so that is what my experience with NAMS recently is. Maybe it's changed, I'm not sure, but maybe like I say, if let's say this we can actually check in with NAMS when we visit them. Yeah, but we work with NAMS very closely.
Just to answer one question. Earlier
Mm.
you mentioned about if they take drugs, right? So you will advise them not to come back, but you will still accept them back in. Just to clarify that point. You
Okay,
mentioned alcohol.
for alcohol,
mentioned
yes.
drugs,
For
right?
alcohol, we will ask them to step out.
Okay, for drugs also.
For drugs, no, for drugs we have to expel them.
Mm,
But we give them okay, but we give them, let's say if they say, okay, I want to quit, we want to change, we may take the risk to kill them, because if once you know the person or drug means drug is breaking the law, no. But we
mm,
may then we if we keep him in our center, that means we are also harboring and abetting, no. You get what I mean? So it's
yeah.
very tough for us. So let's say, but we if out of the compassion if we feel this person deserve a chance, and because he's very open we may keep him overnight for, because most of the urine tests when they come back from work happens at night. So we also don't have the heart to actually change this person out in the middle of the night. Where you going to stay? So you're allowed to stay until the next morning now. But they don't make sure that we have one dorm right now at dorm 6, which is empty. So that one will be like the dorm they will have to stay in, not with the general population. Then next morning either they go or they go to NAMS. Yeah, there are cases we take the risk lah. Actually, we're not supposed to. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for your honest sharing. Okay, we have one more question is from Kokman. What is the motivational force that you has changed from ex convict? Please share.
You know what? When I was I had two prior home before. One there was my first house was when I was 30 plus. It was a 3 room flat in Ang Mo Kio. Then the second house also in Ang Mo Kio, also a 3 room flat. So after because of my drug habit, I the second house was sold not without even notifying me. Actually, but my name actually is I'm the second name. So why I bring this up is that and then because of that I actually of the stress I was under without home. I actually went into schizophrenia. I mean went into mental health challenges lah. So what happened was that and so many negative happened to me, But suddenly one of the days, I tell you very, very strange. My mother was still alive then. So my mother was staying with my brother. He was staying in landed property at Serangoon Gardens. And and I and because they see I was homeless, they invited me to his house. My mother, my mother, mother's love and those kind of things. And then my brother also because also want to take care of my mother, also love my mother. So okay, listen to the mother and allow me to stay. I stayed there. I make a mess of that place because I use that address to buy drugs. So people deliver drugs. So because while you stay in a landed property, you can't address. The pusher are not scared that you run away. So they even deliver to my doorstep though. Yeah. So then later I really felt lousy lah. I really felt lousy. I really felt uh I'm betraying people. I'm betraying my mother, betraying my brother, making the house a den like that. So couldn't have the peace every day lah. Even when you're high on drugs, you don't feel any high because why? You feel lousy about what you're doing. I think that's when the your inner being is crying. Hey, why I do this? Why I do this? Why I keep doing this? No? That was the thing lah. So all that time when they drive me out of the house, they sold the house treatment I can take. But when they kind of show love, that broke. So after that, I went to NAMS. I told myself, then at NAMS, I stayed 3 weeks. Uh, I met some very nice people there. I know few of them, Ruben, the time, William, very nice people. So especially Ruben was very close to me. So he kind of yeah, I'm gonna stay lah, 90 days, see how long, 100 days. If not, you just get out lah. No asking to stay the whole 6 months, right? That was what happened. Then when I went there to stay, basically, uh, I start to have a new look at things lah. Still remember that morning when I was in was in High Point, very morning, no. You ask me how, that was the morning when I realized I don't have to wake up sick, no. I mean sick, you know what I mean by sick, right? Need a substance in me, to actually make me feel normal. I didn't need that, no. And the grass smell okay, grass, I mean the atmosphere smell different. Everything looks very, I mean it felt very different to me, because I haven't experienced that morning for a long time already. Yeah, every time you wake up in the morning is substance, you need to get high, you need to get a fix, or if you don't have, you will suffer. If you have, then you will do this. So the morning is a very, very uh a lot of drug ritual that you will do in the morning, or if you manage to wake up. So that was one of the things that I encounter that actually changed my way of looking at things. And yeah, so the love from the family, when they do differently with me, I feel so lousy. That was the first reason. Secondly is the place that I went. Yeah. So people say people, place, things So yeah, so this is one of the reason why I came out. But also because a High Point gave me chance that I didn't have. That means they even after my program, they offered to take me on as staff, send me for training. So opportunities that's given to me. This is why I decided to leave the world of addiction, the world of prison, and then step into something new. Uh, and actually, there is this thing called no, they say you travel on the sea. There's this point, they call the point of no return one. No? So I felt I've crossed this point of no return. For me to go back now, now you got house, you're earning good money, you got everything settled. To ask you to trade all this and go back to your old way of life, you 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 have to think and rethink, and then usually you don't do it because why? You already travel quite this journey, you already travel quite a bit, and the life that you're living right now, you have affirmation from friends, you have affirmation from family, you have affirmation, your work affirms you, and what you do affect people for the better. So you it's a natural reason for you want to not revert back to your old ways lah. Yeah, hope that answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, as a so-called volunteer in counseling, when we talk to the ex-convict, we will listen, no? Then we will find a point that he or she been motivated. No? As you say, yours is a love, the parents are changed the way. Then suddenly you say, just now I observe, you almost crying, at that point, that is the one, as a counselor, we will try to talk about this, then this ex will be more encouraged, that is the one I want to learn. See, it's not easy. Sometimes you listen, wow, how come so long story? So you must listen carefully. The point that he talk about himself. Now I want to, there's the one, there's the one. He really, as you said, the point of no return, there's the one, you try to talk about this, and then give some so-called let him suggest, instead of say, you must do this, you must do that. Then the fellow say, don't talk to me. So let him talk. This is why just now I want you to talk. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Command, for drawing Samuel's sharing out. Can see it was really very personally meaningful for him.
Yeah.
Florence has a question about a women's refuge center. Started in High Point by Elise. Can you share more about it?
I'm not aware of this center, so I cannot share. Women Refuge Center, I think if I'm not mistaken, it is one of the work that is done by one of our what do you call that? They one of our tenants, yeah. They, if I'm not wrong, talking about, I hope I'm correct when I mention this. They actually minister to the streetwalkers lah.
Oh.
Yeah, the streetwalkers. Yeah, so their work is very, very I must say I want to take my hats off to them. Basically, it's not easy work, but they don't take in a lot of people. They only take in 2-3% at one go only, because the it is not easy to manage this work well, I heard them share. I hope I'm talking to the right about the right group. But there's this group in Geylang, also within the same premises, that does this work. They share with us once lah. So I think this is the program that you're referring to. It's really, I tell you, a fantastic program. Yeah.
No, I thought that last time High Point also started a women's work, and it was I think it started by somebody called Alice, right?
I think maybe that time I was not here yet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So maybe
after, I think the work didn't continue because maybe not sustainable lah. So I thought you were talking about another program that is run by one of our tenants there. Yeah, they actually look after those who are involved in prostitution, who want to come out of prostitution. Not easy lah, because basically you got their pimps, you got the children. So there's a lot of delicate issues they work on. The one I know, but the one you're talking about, at least I've heard before, but I'm not familiar with that program.
oh, okay. So maybe that program is no more lah.
Yeah, should be
Yeah,
should,
yeah. I think so because I
I
know
think
there was. Yeah, I know High Point also have a women's work in the past.
yeah.
So I'm just wondering whether the book is still there lah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, maybe we can find more regarding other late women's program. I know there's one in the St. George. I just went there for the opening. What's the name of organization? Then they are the prison the one that two more work I know. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with the one I think that one no more already.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So we have just one more question from the chat lah. I think Eva was just asking. I think she's asking for a lot of exploratory questions. Anybody can answer her about. Is it only for VWOs? Men can attend to men, while women attend to women. It's the same gender work lah. I think volunteer work or counseling work. Is that a question, Eva?
I think to answer Eva, it works one way, not the other way lah. From what I see lah, that means a woman still like you got a woman counselor, caseworker, prison staff who actually take care of men. But I think if let's say you reverse usually that one a bit more complicated lah. Yeah. If I hope I'm wondering whether is that her question or not.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just to
sorry
yeah,
interrupt. Yeah. So basically, I'm hearing you saying that if let's say the role is such that either the counselor or whoever is actually attending to those people. So if let's say it's a woman attending to a man or woman, doesn't matter. But if it's a man, it's a bit challenging.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
all right, Ken. Thank you so much.
Because we have female caseworkers before. Yeah. Like if Teresa is still here, Teresa was one of our former caseworkers. So yeah, she has a lot of very successful clients also when she was with us, because she really show a lot of empathy and a lot of affection to those she take care of lah. Yeah. So the other way is less of a, but also still happen I yeah, sometimes they also show affection for the female caseworker, so it happens on we as a staff there, we also need to be very careful that this happen because we also don't want boundaries to be crossed and all that stuff things.
Okay. So I think time is about 8:55. We do have a little bit of time. If let's say you have some burning questions, will anybody want to raise some final questions? Today's sharing has been quite comprehensive and very insightful. So really want to thank Samuel. Anybody else has any questions to raise?
Any question regarding the program that we running? Yeah.
Well, if there are no questions, I have just one for myself. Is the part about when you mentioned about the halfway houses sending their cases over to your side after they finish their program. So you're saying that there's something that you wanted to explore more, or is it just something to have some insights regarding it? What are your thoughts on this?
So I'm gonna speak for High Point. So my observation, this is not based on any scientific fact, my observation and our observation, not only mine. For those who go to a halfway house, usually many of them still have certain kind of parental support, family support, or some friend support. That means they are usually still able to function without any what do you call, they don't need a shelter. They still can go back to their families. The one that we take actually are those actually the family cannot even the family don't even take. There's no friends who want to accommodate them. Yeah. So the level is different. So for those who actually in the halfway house, so if let's say they go to a halfway house, and after that they don't have a shelter, those are and you look at the percentage, it's not very high. How many percent? Let me see.
About 30%. Is it 30? I think something like that.
Yeah. Only that amount apply. And today we have about, let me see, in the center right now we have 3 or 4 of them from Helping Hand, and then some from Petapis, from Selarang, who comes to us lah. So usually after their stay in the halfway house, they have certain accommodation plan ready. Yeah. So the level of help they need in terms of shelter, in terms of support, community support, actually very much less than the group of people that we're helping. But the thing is that the positive thing out of that, because when you have nothing and people help you, your gratitude and your involvement become. Let's say I got my family, I don't need your help, but the most I go ask my family. But let's say family also don't have, no. High Point was the only thing that they have now. And the caseworker, the staff are the only people they know who will show them a smiling face. So the kind of attachment they have to their place will be greater. That's why if they come back, and then if they come back for engagement, you can see that's how the camaraderie and the kind of relationship building takes place. You'll be surprised. Like I mentioned one group that is very very strange happened. Eva will know this group. We're talking about a group Wisdom. Some of the guys become sober, get sober, stop reoffending, get married, 20 plus to get married. And then they come for a certain class called Foundation of Love. And for the Foundation of Love, they actually get to know each other, all the ladies and each other. Then they form another group called Wisdom. So I just depart with telling you what Wisdom. They are very interesting. They are our women in support to develop outstanding men. Okay, Wisdom, woman in support to develop outstanding men. So this group of women, I tell you, I take my hands off to them because actually, ex-offenders are not easy people also. No? Got our funny baggage, the way we talk also different, the way we behave also could be different. So for someone to marry that person, also marry the baggage. So that's why I'm very encouraged to have another group to be able to actually share this. Yeah, so just want to end with this. I'm also very I was telling Louis just now, today also very happy for me because Yellow Ribbon gave us some funding. We have our funding ended for a while, still waiting for tote board. So in between, there's some funding from Yellow Ribbon to help us run our program. But we don't stop because we got no funding one. That is something we don't do. It means no funding, we do other things. Because our calling is this. So we will always do, even got funding, no funding. Somehow God will provide.
Okay, so thank you so much, Samuel, for your very good sharing today. I think it was very personal, very relatable, and I think very sincere lah. I think thank you so much, and also the attendees for taking time to come. I think they really benefited. So just to share with everybody that for those who don't have enough of his sharing, you hear more of it on 4th of November when he has a physical sharing session under the Mentoring COP program on 4th November at High Point itself. So that will probably include some small tour of the facilities. So that's why we have a physical COP that's under the Diseases Network. Okay, so our money sharing program will be always the last Wednesday of every month. Okay, so our next sharing will be related to employment. Okay, so with that, thank you all and good night. Please fill up the form before you go off. Thank you.
See you, Aziz. Aziz
Yeah,
is one of those our prison warrior. He goes in with us to share in prison. Yeah.
Okay, our end meeting ready lah. Okay.